Billionaire was preparing divorce papers for his ex-wife until a hospital call changed everything. Hello everyone. Before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let's get back to our main character. Dorian Blackwell, a billionaire businessman, stood in his lavish office staring at a stack of papers in front of him. He had never imagined he would be here, preparing divorce papers for his ex-wife, Vivienne. Their marriage had ended in bitter silence, with years of unresolved pain and miscommunication. Yet, here he was, ready to finalize the end of it all. The decision had been made, and there was no turning back. He glanced at a framed photo of Vivienne on his desk, a younger, happier version of her. He didn't want to feel anything, but a twinge of regret and sadness tugged at his heart. This wasn't how he had imagined things. Dorian's world had been turned upside down years ago when Vivienne left him. He could still remember the day she walked out, leaving him with nothing but a cold, empty house and a heart full of questions. He had tried to move on, tried to forget the woman who had once been everything to him. But as he sat there now, holding the papers that would forever end their connection, he wondered if he was truly ready to let go. Just as he was about to sign the final document, his phone rang. It was an unknown number. With a sigh, Dorian picked it up, thinking it was just another business call. But the voice on the other end shattered his world once again. "Mr. Blackwell, this is St. Mary's Hospital. We have your ex-wife here. She's in critical condition following an accident. We need you to come immediately." Dorian's heart stopped. Vivienne was in the hospital, and he had no idea what had happened. His mind raced as he stood up, throwing the papers aside. There was no time to think, no time to prepare. He had to get to the hospital. Now, as Dorian sped through the streets, his thoughts were a whirlwind. He hadn't spoken to Vivienne in years. He had moved on, or so he thought. But now, with the possibility of losing her, all the old feelings, all the unresolved emotions flooded back. What had happened to her? Why was she in danger? He couldn't bear the thought of something happening to her, no matter how much he had tried to bury his feelings. When he arrived at the hospital, the chaos of the emergency room was overwhelming. Nurses and doctors rushed around, and the cold, sterile air felt suffocating. Dorian approached the front desk, his voice shaky as he asked for Vivienne. "She's in room 304. The nurse replied, her tone brisk but sympathetic. Dorian's legs felt like lead as he made his way down the long hallway. He could hear the faint beeping of machines in the distance, each sound growing louder as he neared her room. His breath caught in his throat as he saw her through the small window in the door. Vivienne lay unconscious, her face pale and bruised, connected to various machines. She looked fragile, vulnerable, and completely different from the strong, independent woman he remembered. He hadn't realized how much he had missed her until now, how much he had hoped for something different. He wanted to reach out, to touch her, to tell her everything he had kept inside all these years. But for now, all he could do was stand there, watching the woman who had once been his everything, now lying in front of him, fighting for her life. The past was back, and Dorian realized that this was the moment that would change everything. I'm standing in the sterile, quiet hospital room, my heart racing as I look at Vivienne, lying motionless in the bed. The machines beep softly, measuring the fragile line between life and death. It feels like the room is holding its breath, as am I. The last time I saw her, I'd been preparing the final papers that would end our marriage for good. And now, here I am, watching her fight for life. The irony of it is overwhelming. I never thought I'd find myself here. After all that's happened, after years of anger and silence, I didn't think I'd care. But I do. I don't know what this feeling is, but it's impossible to ignore. Her pale face looks so fragile, so different from the woman who once stood before me, full of fire and passion. I can still remember the day she walked out of my life like it was yesterday. The words she said, the way she looked at me as if she had no other choice, as if she had to leave, had to escape. And now, I'm standing here, the man who was ready to let her go forever, now unable to imagine a world without her. As I stand there, staring at her, the door opens softly. A nurse enters the room, giving me a quick glance. She walks to Vivienne's side, adjusting the foredrip and checking her vitals. She doesn't say anything at first, but I can see the concern in her eyes. I'm sure she's used to seeing this kind of thing, but for me, it feels like the world is crumbling. The silence between us is thick, oppressive. The nurse steps away from the bed and turns to me, her voice soft but firm. Mr. Blackwell, we're doing everything we can for her. But it's touch and go. We need to give her time to recover. Time. It feels like time is something I don't have. The anger and resentment I thought I had buried years ago have resurfaced, mixing with guilt and fear. I hadn't known it was possible to feel both things so intensely at the same time. I want to blame her for everything, for leaving me, for abandoning our life together. But as I look at her now, it's not anger I feel. It's something else. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I know it's a feeling I've been running from. I sit down on the chair next to her bed, my fingers gripping the edge of the armrest. The weight of everything that has happened between us feels like a mountain on my chest. I close my eyes and try to steady my breathing. What are you doing to me, Vivienne? I mutter under my breath. The nurse leaves the room quietly, closing the door behind her. I'm alone with my thoughts, alone with my memories. As I look at Vivienne's pale face, I wonder how much time we've really lost. I wonder how different things could have been if we hadn't let the distance grow between us. If we had fought harder for what we had. If we had loved more. I can't change the past, I know that. But maybe, just maybe, I can do something now. Just when I think I can't take it anymore, Vivienne's hand moves ever so slightly. It's so small, I almost think I imagined it. But then I see it again. She's waking up. Her eyes flutter open, slowly, and she looks up at me, her gaze unfocused at first, as if she's not sure where she is. Her voice is soft, barely a whisper. Dorian. My heart stops at the sound of her name on her lips. It's been so long since I've heard her say it, since we've said anything to each other. I don't know what to say, or even if I should say anything. But I can't help myself. I'm here, I whisper back. I'm here, Vivienne. Her eyes finally focus on me, and for the first time in years, I see a glimmer of the woman I once loved, the woman who was everything to me. I didn't think you'd come, she says, her voice weak, but there's a hint of relief in her tone. I wasn't sure if I would either. I reply honestly, though my heart feels heavy. But I'm here now, and I'm not going anywhere. She looks at me for a moment, her eyes searching mine, as if looking for something. Maybe answers. Maybe forgiveness. Maybe both. You don't have to do this, Dorian, she says softly. You don't have to stay. But I know in that moment that I do have to stay. Something inside me has changed. I don't know what it is, or what will happen between us, but I know that I can't walk away again. Not this time. And as I sit there, holding her hand, I realize that this hospital room, this moment, is the beginning of something new. Something we never expected. Something I never thought I would have the courage to face. And as the machines beep softly around us, I know that no matter what happens next, this is where it all starts. I sit by Vivienne's bedside, the soft beeping of the machines providing an odd sense of rhythm to the silence that fills the room. Her hand is still in mine. Warm but fragile, her pulse steady. But weak. It's been hours since she first opened her eyes, and we've hardly spoken since then. I don't know what to say, or where to even start, but the weight of the past, the years of pain, of separation, are pressing down on me, and I know it's time to face it all. Vivienne, I finally say, my voice quieter than I intended. I never thought I would be here. Not like this. She shifts slightly, her eyes focusing on me, her gaze softening as if she's trying to understand my words. What do you mean? She whispers, her voice still raspy from the trauma. I swallow, trying to steady myself, trying to find the right words. I thought I was done with you. With us. I thought I was ready to move on, to finally close that chapter of my life. But seeing you here, like this, I trail off, unsure of what to say next. It's what? She asks, her brow furrowing in confusion. It's just harder than I thought it would be. I admit, my voice thick with emotion. Seeing you, knowing everything we've been through, everything we've lost, and still feeling this. I don't know if it's love or regret or something else, but I know I can't just walk away again. Not this time. Vivienne's expression softens, and she looks at me for a long moment, as though she's processing my words, and for the first time, I see something new in her eyes, something I haven't seen in years. Vulnerability. She opens her mouth to speak, but her words falter. Instead, she looks away, staring out the window as the soft rain begins to fall. "I didn't think you would come back," she says quietly, almost to herself. "I didn't think I could." I lean forward slightly, brushing a lock of hair from her face, my hand trembling just a little. "Vivienne, I've spent years angry at you, angry at myself, angry at everything. But sitting here now, I can't help but wonder. If things had been different, if we had fought harder for each other, could we have had a different life? Could we have had a second chance?" Her eyes fill with tears, and she quickly blinks them away. "I don't know," she answers softly. "I thought we were beyond that, too. I thought I was beyond you. But now, with everything that's happened..." She trails off, her voice breaking, and I feel a tightness in my chest. "Do you regret it?" I ask before I can stop myself, the question lingering between us like an unspoken truth. Vivienne pauses, looking at me, her eyes searching my face. "I regret everything, Dorian. The way things ended, the words we never said, the love we never gave, but I don't regret loving you. I never could." Her words hit me like a wave, washing away the anger and bitterness I had clung to for so long. For the first time, I feel the weight of everything between us begin to lift, as if the air has cleared, and I can finally breathe again. "Vivienne, I never stopped loving you either," I whisper, the confession slipping out before I can stop it. "I never wanted to, even when I thought I did. But we let so much time slip away. And now, I don't know if it's too late." Vivienne doesn't answer right away, her gaze distant. She seems lost in thought, as though weighing the consequences of everything we've said, everything we've lost. I can feel her hesitation, and I know that it's not going to be easy to bridge the gap between us. But somehow, I don't feel as scared as I did before. "It's not too late," she says finally, her voice stronger now, more certain. "We can't go back and change the past, Dorian. But maybe, just maybe, we can still find a way forward. Together." The words hang in the air, and for a moment, I'm frozen. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. The one that changes everything. I realize, as I look at Vivienne, that I don't need to have all the answers right now. I don't need to know how things will turn out. All I need to know is that I'm not walking away anymore. I reach out, taking her hand once again, my fingers wrapping around hers, and for the first time in years, I feel the warmth of her touch, not just physically, but emotionally. This is where it all begins. With us, right here, in this hospital room, where a storm of the past meets the calm of a new beginning. I sit in the chair beside Vivienne's hospital bed, holding her hand, the steady beeping of the machine's a constant reminder of the fragile line between life and death. The weight of the past still hangs between us, but for the first time in years, I feel something other than regret and anger. I feel hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, we could still rebuild what we once had. Vivienne stirs in her sleep, her breathing slow and steady, but I know she's not entirely at peace. Neither am I. We've been through too much, said too many things we couldn't take back, but here we are, in this room, and somehow it feels like a second chance. I never thought I'd get this, never thought I'd be here with her again, sharing something so quiet, so intimate. The storm outside rages on, but in here, in this room, it's strangely calm. The silence is thick, but it doesn't feel suffocating anymore. It feels like something we both need, something that allows us to breathe again, to remember what we were before all the pain, before the distance. I lean forward slightly, brushing a strand of hair from her forehead, my fingers lingering on her skin. For a moment, I just look at her, studying the lines of her face, the way the light from the window plays across her features. I can see the woman I fell in love with, the woman I thought I had lost forever. "Vivienne," I whisper softly, not sure if she can hear me. "I don't know what the future holds for us, but I know that I want to try. I want to try to fix this, to fix us. I'm not going to walk away this time, I promise." She doesn't stir, but I can see her chest rise and fall with each breath, and I know she's still here with me, still fighting, just as I am. I don't know how long we sit there, the minutes stretching into what feels like hours, but eventually, Vivienne's eyes flutter open. She blinks a few times, as if adjusting to the light, and then her gaze meets mine. I can see the hesitation in her eyes, the uncertainty, but there's something else there too, something I haven't seen in so long. Trust. "Dorian," she says softly, her voice barely above a whisper. I don't know if I'm strong enough for this. Her words cut through me, and I feel a sharp pain in my chest. I'm not asking you to be strong, Vivienne. I say, my voice thick with emotion. I'm asking you to let me in. Let me help you. We don't have to do this alone. Not anymore. She closes her eyes for a moment, as if weighing my words, and then, slowly, she nods. I don't know where to begin, she admits, her voice trembling. Everything is so broken. We'll start with small steps. I reply, squeezing her hand gently. One day at a time. We don't have to fix everything at once. We just have to be here, together. She looks at me for a long moment, her gaze searching, like she's looking for the truth in my eyes. And maybe, for the first time in years, she sees it. She sees that I mean it. I can see the change in her, the way she lets go of some of the tension in her shoulders, the way her hand relaxes in mine. It's a small thing, but it means everything. We've both been carrying so much for so long, and in this moment, it feels like we're finally starting to set it down. I'm scared, Dorian, she whispers, her voice barely audible. Scared that it's too late, scared that we've lost too much. I'm scared too, I admit, my voice soft, but steady. But I'm not giving up on us. Not now, not ever. The silence between us is no longer uncomfortable. It's filled with something new. Understanding, acceptance, and maybe even a little bit of hope. Vivienne looks at me, really looks at me, for the first time in what feels like forever, and I know that this is the beginning of something. It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight, but for the first time, we're both willing to try. And that's enough. We don't need perfection. We just need each other. And as I sit there, holding her hand, watching her breathe, I know that no matter what comes next, this is where we start. Right here, in this moment, together. I sit there, holding Vivienne's hand, the steady beeping of the machines the only sound filling the room. The weight of everything that has happened between us, the years of pain, the anger, the loneliness, is still pressing down on me. But for the first time, it feels like we're both finally ready to face it. Dorian, she whispers, her voice weak but clear. I don't know how to fix all this. I don't even know where to start. I squeeze her hand gently, my thumb tracing small circles over her knuckles. We don't have to fix everything right away, Vivienne, I say softly. We just have to start somewhere. One step at a time. She looks at me, her eyes searching mine, as if she's looking for reassurance, for something to hold on to. I'm scared, she admits, her voice trembling. I don't know if I can trust again. I don't know if I can trust you again. My chest tightens at her words, but I know she's speaking the truth. Trust is something we both lost, something we both have to rebuild. I know. I say quietly, my voice thick with emotion, and I'm not asking you to trust me right away. But I'm here, Vivienne. I'm here for you, for us, and I'm not going anywhere. I want to try. I want to make things right. She swallows, her gaze dropping to the bed, and for a moment, I think she's going to pull away, but then she slowly lifts her eyes back to mine. I don't know if I can forgive you, she says softly, the words heavy with years of hurt. I don't know if I can forgive myself. I nod, understanding the weight of what she's saying. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight, Vivienne, I reply, and I'm not asking for it right now. I just want a chance to show you that I'm sorry, that I'm here, and that I want to make things better, one day at a time. She's quiet for a long time, her fingers curling slightly around mine, and I can see the battle inside her. The pain, the fear, the uncertainty. But I also see something else, something I haven't seen in her eyes in years. A glimmer of hope. I never wanted to hurt you. I continue, my voice barely a whisper. I was angry, and I pushed you away. But I never stopped loving you, Vivienne. Not once. Her eyes glisten with unshed tears, and I can see the walls she's built around herself start to crack, just a little. I don't know what the future holds, she says, her voice soft. But I know I can't keep living in the past. I can't keep holding on to all this pain. I nod, my heart swelling with relief, and something else, something deep and unspoken. Then let's move forward, together. We don't have to have all the answers, but we can figure this out. One step at a time. Vivienne lets out a shaky breath, and for the first time in years, she smiles, a small but genuine smile that reaches her eyes. It's a moment of peace, a moment of possibility, and I know it's just the beginning. We still have a long way to go, but for the first time, I truly believe we can get there. As the days pass, Vivienne's condition slowly improves, and with each passing hour, I feel the distance between us begin to close. It's not easy, not by any means. We still have conversations that are uncomfortable, moments where the past threatens to rear its ugly head, but we face them together. We take one step forward, then another, until, one day, it feels like we're walking side by side again, like we're partners in this. Vivienne starts to laugh again, a soft, gentle sound that fills my heart with warmth. We share quiet moments, moments where words aren't necessary, and in those moments, I realize that this is what I've been missing. This is what I've been fighting for. There will still be hard days ahead. There will still be times when we both stumble, but I know now that I'm not alone. Vivienne's with me, and I'm with her. And together, we'll figure this out. Slowly, but surely, we're finding our way back to each other. And maybe, just maybe, this time, we'll get it right. I wake up to the soft light filtering through the hospital room curtains, the first light of dawn casting a warm glow over the space. Vivienne is still asleep beside me, her face peaceful for the first time in what feels like forever. I sit quietly, watching her, feeling a quiet sense of relief wash over me. This is the woman I've loved, the woman I thought I had lost. The years of distance, the anger, the pain, it's still there, but now, it feels manageable. Now, it feels like we can rebuild. I take a deep breath and glance at the clock on the wall. It's early, but I know it's time to take the next step. I've promised Vivienne that we would face everything together, and I meant it. As she stirs in her sleep, I gently squeeze her hand, not wanting to wake her just yet, but needing to be close to her. I still don't know exactly where this journey will take us, but I know that as long as we're together, we'll find our way. Vivienne slowly opens her eyes, blinking in the soft light before turning her gaze to me. There's a quiet understanding between us, an unspoken promise that we'll face whatever comes next together. Good morning, I whisper softly, my voice full of warmth. Good morning, she replies, her voice still hoarse but steady. She shifts slightly in the bed, still looking at me as if she's trying to remember what's real and what's just a dream. I don't remember falling asleep, she admits, her voice soft, almost as if she's afraid to say it out loud. You were tired, I respond gently, and you needed to rest. I've been here the whole time. Her eyes search mine, and for a moment, there's a flicker of vulnerability there, a moment where she allows herself to lean into the trust I've been offering. Thank you for staying, she whispers. I know it hasn't been easy. My heart aches at the sincerity in her words. It's never easy, Vivienne, I reply, my voice low. But that's what makes it worth fighting for. I'm not going anywhere. She closes her eyes for a moment, taking in my words, as if she's processing the reality of it all. When she opens her eyes again, I can see the change in her. It's subtle, but it's there, the softening of her features, the release of some of the tension that's been holding her back. I don't know where to go from here, she admits, her voice trembling just slightly. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I can do it. I gently stroke her hand, the touch meant to reassure, meant to remind her that she's not alone. We don't have to figure everything out right now, I say softly. We just take it one day at a time. Together. She nods slowly, her eyes filling with tears that she quickly blinks away. I don't know what's worse, she says, her voice shaky. The fact that we've been through all of this, or the fact that I'm still scared. You don't have to be brave right now, I tell her gently. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel all of this. But you don't have to carry it alone anymore. I'm here, Vivienne, and we're going to get through this, no matter what. She nods, her shoulders shaking slightly as the tears finally fall. I don't know how long we stay like that, the world outside the hospital room fading away as we just hold each other in that moment. But I do know one thing. This is the beginning. This is where we start. Vivienne doesn't say anything more, but her grip on my hand tightens, and for the first time in a long while, it feels like we're on the same side. She's not running anymore, and I'm not going to let her. I'm going to be here, no matter how long it takes. When the nurse comes in later, Vivienne is already sitting up, her face a little paler than usual, but a small smile on her lips. I can see the strength returning to her, little by little, and it gives me hope. How are we feeling today? The nurse asks gently, checking Vivienne's vitals. Vivienne glances at me before answering, her voice steady. Better, she says, and I know it's the truth. I'm starting to believe it too. We've taken the first step. We've decided to fight for what we have left, and that's more than I ever thought we'd have again. As the nurse leaves, Vivienne looks at me, and this time, the smile on her face is more than just a hint of hope. It's the first real sign of the woman I fell in love with all those years ago. And in that moment, I know that we're going to be okay. Maybe not right now, maybe not tomorrow, but we're going to get there. Together. I sit beside Vivienne in the hospital room, watching as she slowly regains her strength, her smile growing a little more each day, though the journey ahead is far from over. We've both been broken in different ways, but we're starting to see the cracks begin to heal. She no longer looks at me with the same fear, the same uncertainty, and it's a relief to know that we can begin rebuilding from the pieces we've left. The past is always there, hovering just out of reach, but I'm learning to let go of the anger, the resentment, and I know Vivienne is too. One morning, a week after her accident, she's sitting up in bed, her hands clasped together in her lap, the light from the window casting a warm glow on her face. I'm standing by the window, looking out at the city below, when she speaks, her voice soft but steady. "Dorian, I've been thinking," she begins, and I turn to look at her, the seriousness in her tone catching my attention. "I want to move forward. Not just with you, but with my life. I've spent so much time feeling sorry for myself, wondering where everything went wrong, but I think I'm ready to let go of that." I feel a wave of relief wash over me at her words. This is the moment I've been waiting for, the moment where she chooses to move on, to move past everything that's held us both back. I walk over to her, taking her hand gently in mine. "You don't have to do anything you're not ready for, Vivienne," I say softly. "But I'm proud of you. Proud of how far you've come." She smiles, a faint blush coloring her cheeks, but there's something in her eyes now, something brighter, more alive than I've seen in years. I think we've both been stuck in the past for so long that we forgot what it felt like to actually live, she says, her voice trembling slightly with emotion. "And I don't want to live in that place anymore. I want to start fresh. With you, if you'll still have me." Her words send a surge of warmth through me, and I pull her hand gently, urging her to stand. She hesitates for just a moment before she rises, steadying herself against the edge of the bed, and we walk together to the window, looking out at the world beyond. "We have a chance now, Dorian," she says softly, "and I don't want to waste it." I nod, my heart full of gratitude for the woman standing beside me, the woman I thought I had lost forever. "Neither do I," I whisper, my voice thick with emotion. As the days pass, Vivienne grows stronger, both physically and emotionally, and I can see the change in her. The fear and doubt are still there, lurking beneath the surface, but she's facing them head-on, choosing to believe in the possibility of something new. We spend more time together, talking, laughing, and sharing the moments that we had once taken for granted. It's not perfect, and we still have our struggles, but it feels different now, like we're building something solid, something real, for the first time in years. One evening, as we sit together in the quiet of the hospital room, Vivienne turns to me, her expression thoughtful. "Dorian," she says, "I've been thinking about what comes next. I don't want to just pick up where we left off, because that wasn't working. I want us to build something better, something stronger. But I don't know if we can." I look at her, my heart swelling with a mix of love and hope. "We will," I say firmly. "We're going to build it together, Vivienne. One step at a time. And we don't have to do it alone." Her eyes meet mine, and for the first time in a long while, I see the spark of hope that has been missing for so long. "One step at a time," she echoes softly, a small smile curving her lips. And I know, in that moment, that this is just the beginning. Whatever happens next, we're ready to face it, together. The hospital room, once a place of pain and uncertainty, now feels like the start of something new, something we've both needed for so long. The road ahead will be hard, but with Vivienne by my side, I know that we can face anything. It's a long way to go, but I'm not afraid anymore. Not with her. Not anymore. I wake up to the sound of the soft morning light streaming in through the hospital window, casting a warm glow across the room. Vivienne is still asleep beside me, her breathing steady and calm. I can't help but smile as I watch her. The quiet peace in her expression is something I haven't seen in years, and it's a relief to know that, despite everything, we're still here, still fighting. The last few weeks have been a blur of slow but steady recovery for Vivienne, and though there have been tough moments, I can see the strength returning to her. She's beginning to trust again, to believe in the possibility of us, and that means everything to me. As I sit up and stretch, I glance over at her, watching her sleep. I feel a sense of hope building inside me, something I haven't allowed myself to feel in a long time. We've both come so far, and though the future is still uncertain, I'm starting to believe that maybe, just maybe, we can make it work this time. Slowly, Vivienne stirs beside me, her eyes fluttering open, and she looks up at me with a small, sleepy smile. "Good morning," she whispers, her voice soft and still a little hoarse. "Good morning," I reply, my heart warming at the sight of her. I lean in and press a gentle kiss to her forehead, something simple but full of meaning. "How are you feeling today?" I ask, my thumb lightly brushing over her hand. She takes a deep breath, then smiles at me, her eyes a little brighter than before. "Better," she says, her voice steady. "I think I'm ready to leave this place soon. I want to go home." Her words hit me like a wave, and for a moment, I just stare at her, taking in what she's saying. I know she's been struggling with the idea of going back to our shared past, to the house that once held so much pain. But she's ready now, ready to face whatever comes next. I feel a surge of pride, a warmth in my chest. "Are you sure?" I ask, my voice cautious, wanting to be certain she's truly ready. Vivienne nods, her hand gripping mine a little tighter. "I'm sure," she says softly. "I want to be with you, Dorian. I want to try. I want to rebuild what we had." Her words send a shockwave through me, and I realize, in that moment, just how much I've longed to hear them. "We'll take it slow," I say, my voice thick with emotion. "But we'll do it together, Vivienne. I won't let you go through this alone." She smiles again, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I know," she whispers. "And I won't let you go either." I lean back in my chair, taking a deep breath. It's incredible how much has changed in such a short time. Just a few weeks ago, I was preparing divorce papers, convinced that we were too far gone, that there was no way back. But now, here we are, standing on the edge of something new, something we're both ready to fight for. The road ahead isn't going to be easy. We both know that. There will be days when we stumble, when the past threatens to pull us back into its grip. But I know we're stronger now. Together, we're stronger. Later that afternoon, Vivienne is discharged from the hospital, and we make our way home. The car ride is quiet, but not uncomfortable. There's a peacefulness between us, an unspoken understanding that things are different now. As we pull into the driveway, I can see the house in the distance, the place that once held so many memories, both good and bad. Vivienne looks out the window, her expression thoughtful, but not fearful. She's ready, and so am I. We step out of the car, and I take her hand, guiding her up the steps. I know that there's still work to be done, still so much to face, but for the first time, I believe we can do it. We're not who we were before, but we're not defined by the past either. We have the chance to write a new story. As we walk into the house, I feel a sense of peace settle over me. The future is still uncertain, but with Vivienne by my side, I know we can face whatever comes our way. Together, we're ready for whatever comes next. I wake up the next morning to the sound of birds chirping outside the window and the soft sunlight filtering through the curtains. Vivienne is still asleep beside me, her breathing calm and steady, a peaceful look on her face. It feels like we've come full circle. Just a few weeks ago, we were standing at the edge of everything, uncertain and broken, but now we're here, in this quiet moment, together. I can't help but smile as I watch her sleep, feeling a sense of calm wash over me. This is what we've been fighting for. This is what matters. When she stirs and opens her eyes, I can see a change in her, a quiet strength that wasn't there before. She looks at me, her gaze soft, and for a moment, it's as if nothing has ever happened between us. "Good morning," I say softly, brushing a lock of hair from her face. "Good morning," she replies, her voice still a little hoarse, but steady. She stretches and then glances around, as if taking in the room with a new perspective. "It feels different," she says, her voice quiet, but filled with wonder. "Good different, I hope," I say, my voice teasing, but filled with sincerity. She smiles, a small but genuine smile that reaches her eyes. "Yeah, good different." She sits up slowly, pushing the covers off and swinging her legs over the side of the bed. I watch her, a sense of pride swelling in my chest. She's stronger now, more determined. She's not just surviving anymore. She's living. I stand up and walk over to her, offering her my hand. Are you ready to face the day? I ask. She looks up at me, her eyes meeting mine, and for a moment, I see the woman I fell in love with so many years ago. Yes, she says, taking my hand and standing up. I'm ready. We walk through the house together, the sunlight pouring in through the windows, casting a warm glow on everything. It feels like a fresh start, like we're building something new. The past is behind us, and the future is wide open, full of possibilities. As we sit down for breakfast, Vivienne looks at me, her expression thoughtful. Dorian, she says, I've been thinking about everything we've been through, about the years we've lost, and all the pain we've both carried. I don't know if we'll ever forget it, but I do know that I'm ready to let go of the anger. I'm ready to move forward. My heart swells with gratitude at her words. I'm ready too, I say softly, reaching across the table to take her hand. We can't change what happened, but we can make today better. We can build something better. She nods, squeezing my hand in return. Together. The word hangs in the air between us, a promise we've both made, a promise to each other and to ourselves. As the days pass, we take things one step at a time, rebuilding what we lost, forging a new path together. There are still hard moments, times when the past threatens to resurface, but we face them side by side, stronger than before. We learn to trust again, to love again, and most importantly, to forgive ourselves and each other. One evening, as we sit together on the couch, Vivienne leans her head on my shoulder, a contented sigh escaping her lips. I never thought we'd get here, she says quietly, but I'm so glad we did. I smile, wrapping my arm around her. Me too, I reply, pressing a kiss to the top of her head. Me too. And in that moment, I realize that everything we've been through, all the pain and the heartache, was worth it. Because it brought us here, together, stronger, and ready to face whatever comes next. The road ahead is still unknown, but for the first time in a long time, I'm not afraid. We've got each other, and that's all we need. Together, we'll keep moving forward, hand in hand, step by step, building the life we were always meant to have.